This show is part of the Darkmore Podcast Network.
To join our community Discord or see more content from our members, visit darkmorepodcasts.com.
My name is Zach, and I play Elaris Gaeldrim, a half-high elf bladesinger wizard, scholar of the Weaver's Guild, and a keeper of reflection.
My name is Yessy, and I play Grimton Steadyhand, a fighter, paladin of Bahamut, special legionnaire of the Pandemonium, and revolutionary in the Red Capes.
My name is Steven, and I play Irshen Bhethethnosh, a red dragonborn cleric of the Twilight Domain, representative of the EWU, and a part of the Lace Battalion.
My name is Sarah, and I play Agnar Elfbreaker, an orc barbarian and the first daughter of the late Jarl, Skuld of Indolfilk, killed by the warlord Gleb Headtaker.
And this is Advantage.
As we decided in our inspiration episode when we were decompressing last month, you wanted to learn more about Fitzka before you accept her proposition. What is her proposition?
Trying to get us to do work for her.
What is her work?
Instead of killing to be the next Jarl, she just goes on her little questy quest.
It's a proving.
Her proving, yes.
You need to do a proving. What is the proving?
We gotta go put something somewhere or get something from somewhere.
Actually, both. Yeah.
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we have to go all the way to the fjords of Finjaska and go past that to the ether where Zwickelfilk...
Crushed it. Got it in one.
Perfect. The former leader, current leader, soon to be ex-leader, has left a thing there. And so the proving will be his heir taking their MacGuffin to that spot and swapping it and then bringing the old one back as proof of being there in the first place.
Yes.
Fetch quest.
Fetch quest. Or delivery. Yep. Or both.
One fetch quest to rule the
Filk.
And what is Fitzka pledging in return for this?
An alliance with Indolfilk.
He's gonna be real cool when things go down.
And y'all were like, maybe? But we gotta talk about it more. Sure.
It is more enticing because it is not just a proposed alliance with Sycophilk, but also with Ruffilk.
Yeah, because they get married.
They're doing that gay shit and getting married.
Yes, the leader of Ruffilk is getting married to the next in line of
You got it.
Sycophilk.
You got it. Yeah!
And that alliance would basically... If they were both allied to Indolfilk, that would give half of the major Filkdoms in an alliance in Kolkafir, which is a dangerous spot to be in if you're leader in Undrafall that people don't particularly enjoy having around.
When we were planning on, like, how are we going to continue with the next episode, we decided that you could take the opportunity by returning Fitzka to her home in Svickelfilk, taking that opportunity to meet people there and assess the situation more for completely agreeing to stuff. Grimton, you're at a forge collecting weapons and armor for the party as you prepare for a journey. And Okra Bjornsdatter is hammering away at something, but stops and smiles when she sees you. She's always happy to see you, it seems. When you visit most days to help work the bellows and to work metal, you've gotten a lot done together. Elaris has given you a list of parts that he's needed tooled for the civil projects that he's got going around the Filk. Tinkers and armorers are related artisans, but transforming the forge into a partial machine shop has been kind of a learning curve for you both over the months, but working together has made it a lot easier. I've got your supplies in the shop. Come in. She opens the door to let you in. Grimton, what improvements has everybody ordered through her that you're picking up, that Grimton's picking up, rather?
Grimton is picking up his Dwarven plate mail.
Nice.
Which has been not just like hammered out all the dings and dents and stuff, but has been noticeably improved. The alloy has been toughened up and reinforced. Okra pointed out a couple spots that were probably missing a little bit of reinforcement to make it more sturdy. Mostly because above the table, I couldn't upgrade my weapon. So Joe did give me the option, but...
Yessy, why couldn't Grimton upgrade his weapon?
Because Okra is a smith, and canonically, my weapon is a mother-loving lightsaber, so it couldn't get updated, because it's not metal.
Yeah, hard to smith out a lightsaber, a radiant blade.
Sequence, like a montage of like Okra trying.
Yeah, imagine that in your heads. Like she's got it out, and she's got it like laying on the
hammer's just melting.
There's one scene where she like tries a small hammer and it melts, and then she's like, well, maybe a bigger hammer, and then it also melts. What else have y'all sent to Okra Bjorn's daughter?
I didn't need anything. I'm good.
Aren't you using Flame Tongue?
No, I don't have Flame Tongue anymore.
Yeah, you sold it for
Oh,
something.
yeah.
I didn't sell it. I gave it away to keep someone quiet.
Oh, that's right.
Zach
Don't you
now
have another?
has flames on his wand.
Yeah, you have a cool sword, though, don't you?
I do have a cool sword, but it already has a +1, so...
I'm giving you an additional +1, Zach.
Well, okay, then it has an additional +1, I guess.
Hooray!
I like the idea that, like, maybe Okra, like, just, like, kind of doesn't like Elaris. And so, like, it is an upgraded weapon, but it looks exactly the same.
I sharpened it.
This is
Thank you.
better. Like, I got some arrows, specifically with some really nasty tips.
Do you have any metal things that could be upgraded?
Yeah.
Sort of. I have my eskrima sticks, and those are wood. They're now, like, metal plated, like, on the
Nice.
ends, but they're balanced really well. And they're
Nice.
not exactly, like, sharp. Like, there's not, like, spikes or anything, but there's a bit of a, like, kind of bevel to the top so that there is, like, a sort of point, if that makes sense. Like, almost like a baton.
It'll do a little bit more ripping damage.
Yeah.
I want to talk about my sword.
Tell us about your sword.
Okay, so first of all, it is re-sharpened, extra sharp, looks like new. Love that. But also, you know how it was like choppy on one side but straight on the other?
Just like me.
What's that even mean?
She put in extra choppies, like extra curves in it.
Serrations.
Serration. So when you get hacked into either way, it's a fucking hot mess. It's like a big, cool, wavy sword.
You and Steven were just like, how can I make
brutal.
this painful?
Let's make this messy.
What am I to make them heavier? Like, what do you
literally a barbarian?
Yeah, they're not fighting, they're hunting.
I did actually watch a whole video about like wavy swords and how like they do exactly that. Like not just like serrations, but the waves. They make messier cuts and messier stabs. Like that's the whole point.
What are they called? Like flamebridge?
Flamebridge.
Oh, because they look like a flame.
Got it.
They got them curves.
Yeah. If you get a clean cut, it might heal properly.
Was it World War I where they would use bayonets and they would like put shit on it? And I don't mean like.
I was just making shit up. I was expecting you to go for like a something like ye old historic times.
It might have been World War I where they would put fecal matter on bayonets so that if they stabbed somebody, like infect them.
That's so gross, and I hate it.
It's terrible.
Yeah. So sometime before the Geneva Convention.
Sure.
Grimton,
yes.
You're carrying all these weapons. Grimton, remind me what your expedition is.
As far as I know, we're going up to Spickelfolk and then over as far as we can go, like to the fjords of
Finjoska, yeah.
I'm not from here.
I don't know if you've looked at a map yet, but since you're going east, you'll follow the river Svik up, and you'll come to Nagrafilk first. That's where the Kuning sits, or would sit, at the Hall of Axes. It's a stronghold of a city, and I can't imagine that Jarl Agnar and her Heerd, she says, pointing at you and kind of ushering out, traveling through will be easy. Do you feel ready?
Honestly, this isn't the first leader of a nation that I've tried to usurp, so I guess you kind of get used to it.
You know, it's like the writer of the show and the cast members of the show have some real anti-authoritarian themes that they like to play with.
I want to know, so like Grimton just like dropped that, this isn't the first government I've overthrown. What kind of impact did that have? Like,
I feel like Okra and I, we've been talking, yeah.
Yeah, this is a build-up of like 3 months of hanging out.
Okra's not like, okay, Grimton's full of shit again.
He's talking out of his ass.
No, at this point, Okra probably knows all the details. And
like,
has probably heard it like at least a dozen times.
And
this is also like our ally.
Take this. She hands you a key from her belt. It's to the shop. Make sure to come back. I still need your help around here.
I can't take this, Okra.
I need you to take it because I still need your help. And if you take it, then you have to come back.
Okra.
You're trying to like hand it back to her, and she puts her hands on your hands and then like pushes it into your chest.
I'll be back. We still have a blade to make me.
Yeah, I'm sorry that the whole runic thing didn't work out. Or the radiant part, you know.
What other smith do you know that's tried to work on an ephemeral substance? It's it's hard.
It's not known to be easy, yeah.
Thank you. I'll bring these to them, and I'll I'll see you when we get back.
As soon as you can. Be safe.
Our room.
Harum. Is that right? Harum?
I think it's just our room.
Well, I'm an orc. She giggles and pats you on the back and opens the door for you as you leave.
That's so goddamn sweet. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt because I was like, this is precious.
Yessy and I had been playing with that for a month or so.
Yeah.
Besties.
Oh, is that where we're going? Okay, best.
Or something.
And they were friends.
They were roommates.
Elaris and Irshen, as you walk to the wharf to meet Agnar at the Huntress, you come across your pal, Njal the Woller, who is loading a few dozen bolts of beautifully dyed orange fabric onto a ship called the Spring Rain. Friends, can I get your help finishing this up?
Of course.
Thanks. Jarl Galston is leaving in just a few minutes, and I've still got my hands full. Here, grab one of these.
All right, grab one of those.
I also grab.
Am I there?
Yeah, I was about to ask.
No, neither of you
Okay.
are. Njal and Agnar, who's like down the wharf a bit at the Huntress, are like shouting back and forth. They're like, "Am I there?
Go back! No!
This is about them now. We're getting to you." I know you've only been around for like a few months, but what do you think of Gulfson? Jarl Gulfson, the person whose ship we're loading this fabric on. He's the one over Rough Ilk.
Rough Oak. Okay.
The one that's marrying the
I remember now.
Seems like a fine person.
Yeah, you get the I do like a rock back and forth, but like with a positive, not any kind of actual sign language.
What do you think?
I've met him once before, years ago. They were having some big to-do up there, in which I bought a bunch of garments and cloths for the market. He was impressed, and I was flattered. I hadn't worked with him since then until I got this call for this little orange cloth stuff. She says, lifting another series of bolts out of the cart and handing it up to one of y'all. I didn't even know what it was for, but I didn't pass that up, of course. And then maybe a month ago, he sent me a message asking me and some of my laborers to come help with the delivery to help fit everyone and everything all bespoke for this wedding, and okay.
All right. Well, seems like the guy who knows quality.
He's got a really long memory. He's one of the people that you can just run into him once, just in passing and introduce yourself, and he'll remember that face. Doesn't matter how long it's going to be. It's kind of a Bill Clinton,
Who's Bill Clinton?
Yep.
I want to imagine that Clinton is a title, so it's like Bill the Clinton. William of Clinton.
Agnar, you are at Ufild's place at the wharf. You're aboard your ship, the Huntress, all red and black with its vicious lupine figurehead. While dry docked over winter, you had Ufild Seastrong add 2 improvements to your Krabi vessel. What improvements did you already have? And what 2 improvements are recently added?
I can't remember. I don't remember what we added when we changed it up. All right.
You added a ram.
I added a ram.
Yeah,
I
you
did.
added a
I
ram.
remember the ram.
And you added the Everfull sails.
Right. And those are some the Everfull sails is a cool magic item that means we always get to go where we're going. Okay. And then the ram is just cool and dangerous.
Right. Y'all can decide as a group. It doesn't have to be just Agnar that's doing it. Because presumably you've had this conversation in the past, but it is Agnar's ship in the end. Y'all come to a decision based off of the list of menu items as supplied by Ulfild Seastrong at the wharf.
Yeah. I think I want to improve the hull.
That's what I was going to suggest. Especially if we're building this thing to ram.
Aren't we going somewhere icy?
Specifically.
Okay.
Are these numbers you gotta go in order? Reinforced hull, then iron?
No. That's just for ease of selecting.
We probably want.
Totally do dread vessel.
Is that the one that makes it easier to travel up?
Intimidation to enemies gives fear condition to anyone trying to board.
Yeah, it's just fucking scary.
There is one that is able to help us travel up lake or rivers.
Like in rivers? Yeah, we should do that one, which is the flatter.
No, hear me out. Go with your heart.
You can do 2, right?
Yeah, porque no las dos.
Oh.
Yeah, we're doing 2. We don't have to pick.
Actually, you know what? Just as a special treat, I'll say that you planned ahead and you can do 3. Because it's been dry docked for 3 months. She's got time.
Yeah,
I would say flatter hull is a must get for what we're doing.
Tell the audience what flatter hull does, according to the description.
So according to the description, it gives the boat an easier time working through rivers. And we have done rivers before, so I would like it to be as easy as possible.
Agnar hasn't done rivers. You've never worked with Nextby's winch and driver.
Other than that, I think Dread Vessel is fun.
Dread Vessel for fun, and Dread Vessel causes an aura of intimidation and gives fear to anyone trying to board, which I love. I also imagine it as like literally like a, you know, when you see like ghost ships in cartoons, like the aura, like that is what I imagine that looking like.
I'm the Flying Dutchman.
Some of these I don't think that we can get because we don't have the necessary things.
Like what?
Like the thing that needs a lodestone, the thing that needs magical thread, the thing that needs clockwork gears.
You know somebody that could potentially provide magical thread. You know somebody who could potentially make clockwork gears.
I'm just saying, like right now at this second, I don't know. I guess we've had 3 months.
You've had 3 months.
All right, then whatever else y'all want, it's fine. I just wanted to,
man, I don't know.
Poke my head in for flatter hull.
I'm kind of leaning toward another hull upgrade, like iron ribbed hull.
I was leaning towards the gyro ballast.
Ballast. Yeah.
Ballast.
I was thinking about that too, but I also...
Are we going to capsize in a river? Come on.
Well, are we
like...
You never know.
I was like, I don't want to say it out loud and jinx it. I'm like, oil slick, that would be cool.
Yeah,
I know, I'm looking at the weapons, yeah.
Fire arrows, swivel mounted crossbows would be very cool.
Well, yeah,
it's
what if
airship.
It's
airship.
Like via
That's what
the
I'm saying.
land while we're going. We don't know. We've done like mechanical ones. Let's do something offensive. Our only weapon is for ships. We don't have anything that targets like people.
Swivel mounted crossbows or a harpoon launcher. A harpoon launcher would be for like whaling.
I think we'll get more use out of the crossbows, I think.
Now, I will say that the harpoon launcher, I am imagining it in
to go to other ships.
Yes, and as a Sea of Thieves style where you can like lock onto anything, and if it's something that's grabbable, you can retrieve that harpoon and take what is grabbable to the ship. So you could nab something off the shore, you could nab a person and bring them to the ship to fuck them up.
I mean, I think the harpoon launcher
arrives at ship fucked.
So
bring them to the ship just in time to give them an old wallop on the head as a finishing move.
Sorry about that harpoon in your chest, but we're gonna fuck you up now.
Get ready for an ass whooping too.
Call me Ishmael.
Call me Ishmael again, I dare you.
Crossbows for all.
Crossbows? Okay. This will be a pair of crossbows on each side. So you've got two toward the front on the bow, on starboard and larboard, same in the stern.
How big are these crossbows? Are these just like normal sized crossbows?
They're heavy crossbows. They'll pack a punch and they'll go really far. With enough time, they would do damage to constructs, but like it's not a ballista.
Sure, right, yeah, because that's a ballista. That's its own thing. In comparison to the size of a normal handheld crossbow, would this be like a crossbow carried by like a Halo Spartan?
Times 1.25.
I see. I follow. Okay.
Grimton, Elaris, Irshen, at some point during Agnar sending a work text and a meme, you all walk up to Ulfild's place. Add something to the conversation to fill in the time.
Let it go, Agnar. Like, let delegate. Let someone else handle that. We're about to go.
All right, it's been delegated.
Oh, speaking of which, who are you delegating this to? This being the filk.
The whole village?
Who are you sending a text to and memes?
The texts and memes are definitely to, what's his name, the blind?
Svik?
He's using text-to-speech.
You put Svik in charge in your stead?
And he's getting descriptive text memes?
I can think of no one that would rather be in charge while Agnar
You're gonna make us sit outside? Like,
all right, Svik's in charge.
I'm sorry, for the audience, Joe did make Sarah like ponder this before this, and the two examples he gave were not either of them Svik the Blind.
I suggested your literal sister and the person who would take the throne if you died.
I thought Svik the Blind was the old person who knew
He
shit.
just said braggy crow eyes.
That's braggy crow eyes.
Wait, no.
Too late.
For what it's worth, Svik is an old person that does know things.
Yeah, Svik is qualified, technically.
And I can think of I can't think of anyone who would rather be in charge.
I got my old people mixed up.
Like, Svik is thrilled. He is absolutely excited.
This is what I get for thinking that
all of you were there when Agnar invited Svik, Braggy Crow Eyes, and Gin the Butcher to the Longhouse, and was like, well, as you know, a couple of days I'll be leaving for this trip out to Svikelfolk, and we need to put somebody in charge. I want you to describe this conversation and everybody's reactions, the ways that people were carrying themselves before, during, and after this meeting.
I think the most visibly shaken by this was Braggy Crow Eyes because
they hate each other, right?
Agnar,
they canonically hate each other.
Agnar put like his number one opposition as in charge while she's
love.
away. He knows that there's nothing that's going to get done. Nothing is going to get done between the two of them for like the next several weeks.
Does Braggy Crow Eyes understand Agnar's decision?
Does Agnar understand Agnar's decision?
I think Braggy Crow Eyes
was wanting nothing to get done.
Nothing will change.
Yeah, when I come back, things will be the same, and that's good. Braggy Crow Eyes, I think, is trying to rationalize the decision because she does trust in Agnar's leadership. She's like, okay, well, there must be a reason. Like, we're just gonna have to work with it.
Yeah, where the Jarl's operating on something higher.
Yeah,
the Jarl's got a plan. The Jarl's got a plan. The Jarl's got a plan. The Jarl's got a plan.
Absolutely.
How is Gin the Butcher handling the news? Gin would be in charge of Heerd operations in the Filk while you're away.
This is going to sound like an unrelated question, but does the cusp have pencils?
Yeah, not a number 2 pencil, but more like a carpenter pencil where you got to like whittle away the top.
Okay, because I was imagining just like Gin the Butcher just like breaking their pencil like while they're at the meeting like
there were harsh words shared afterward. Jarl Kotkul Gulfson and his fiancée, Fitzka the Gentle, approach you as you board the Huntress. Jarl Agnar, thank you again for generously hosting us for Verbolg and for offering to return Fitzka to Svikelfolk so that I might prepare for our own festivities in my hold. He turns to Fitzka and says something quietly to her with a smile on his face, then gives her a kiss and helps her onto the Huntress. I wish you well. May your voyage be safe and your allied connections grow. Jarl, take care of my fiancé. Fitzka, I love you dearly. I will see you all at the vernal equinox. He turns swiftly, his scarlet garments blow in the wind, and he marches off to board the spring rain.
I have never been more worried that we're going to get someone killed than I am at this moment.
It's an escort the princess mission at the moment. Well, and we know how the last princess mission went.
Bye,
do we?
She didn't die.
Do we know that, actually? We do know that.
You do know that. Pretty recently you knew that.
A-Squad got sent to deal with it, so it's fine.
Do you have words to say to Fitzka? Or nah? You want to just get a move on?
How about just
Are you ready?
A meaningful nod. Like a...
How are y'all feeling about Fitzka and in general? Tail end of last episode, y'all were pretty untrusting of her.
I mean, I feel about the same.
I'm not sure if it was like untrusting, but we didn't like what we were seeing out of her character.
We also, I feel like we just like misread the situation initially, and then when we landed on where it actually was, it felt so far away from what we thought was happening that it was worse. Mm-hmm.
You channel Ulfild's magic, the runic magic, into your ever full sails, and the Huntress begins to circle north of the city and into the brackish estuary of the River Svik. Usually a longship like this would only use its oars in a river because it's, well, easier to control. But when a master shipwright gives you wind that is always in your favor, you take advantage of it, and you are propelled in whatever direction you point the tiller. To make this ship ride go easier and more interesting rather than a cut to the next thing, does anybody have a story that they want to share, or questions to ask other people, something to fill the time, learn about another person, etc., etc.?
Someone needs to just recite the entirety of Heart of Darkness.
Twas Brillig and the Slithy Toves, at Gyre and Gimble and the Wabe. That's not the Heart of Darkness, but you know.
Yeah.
No, that's how it starts.
Yeah. It's weird. It's like, I thought this was going somewhere else, so then it goes into, Heart of Darkness.
Head empty. My friend just like...
So, pick the blind, huh?
Can I be so honest?
Sure.
I forgot that I had to leave someone in charge, and I panicked and said the first name I thought
was
of.
the first name you thought of. You must think a lot of the whole Filk must think a lot of him.
I think it'll be fine, and I also think it'll be interesting.
Is interesting good?
Interesting is fine.
I'm sure it will all work out. What's the worst that could happen?
Smash cut. What's happening at...
The Filk is on fire.
Don't fucking say that.
It is...
Another one.
It's been all of 20 minutes since the boat has launched, and you see smoke rising in the distance. Do give me perception checks, actually, as you anxiously look around.
19 plus stuff.
8.
So that's 23.
Agnar, you're looking around, trying to verify whether or not you made a good decision after a joke had been made. In your anxiety, you look up and you see a crow roosted on the mast of the Huntress. Give me an Arcana check.
I was like, what does this mean? 14.
There's something off about this, but you can't tell what.
Great.
In all honesty, I think Svik has the Filk's best interest in heart. So, can't be that bad.
It'll be fine.
Jarl, when I assume the title for myself, what words of wisdom do you have to share?
Surround yourself with lots of smart people who want the best for your filth.
Where do I find those?
You build relationships, learn people, and figure it out.
I doubt it.
Was that an I doubt it, like an I don't have faith in myself kind of I doubt it?
No, that was I don't have faith in that. That's I don't have those connections already available, so I don't know where to start.
No, it doesn't. I mean, how long have I been doing this? Not that long.
Clearly. Agnar, you've been to Nagrafilk a number of times in your life, though not since your mother was killed. And you remember that, unlike Indalfilk, the throne of Kolgafir is a fortified city, built up on a seawall along the banks of the River Svik, with walls and turrets and great locking gates and great and great locking gates to shelter the people inside from centuries of battles. The Kuning's stronghold, the Hall of Axes, is this looming tower in its center, which has been scarred by the rage below. And there's a massive, wide bridge there that you remember with parapets and towers, which connects a few hundred yards from one bank to the other. Agnar, what's y'all's plan? Oh, actually, can we reach this conversation in character? Grimton, can you bring up maybe the concerns that Okra had and shift that in there?
Agnar, I'm sorry to be oblivious about the geography of the region, but Okra told me that we're going to be sailing up towards Nagrafilk, the throne of...
The seat, yeah.
Yeah, of Kolgafir.
Yes. It was my thought and my hope that since we have changed the look of the ship, number one, but also we head by at night, we should be pretty ignored, left alone.
Okay.
It's my thought and my hope.
Do we need to be concerned about Nagrafilk?
I don't think so, as long as we are leaving them alone.
We did just take over Indalfilk from one of the Kuning's men. Like, it's...
Yeah, but that happens all the time.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
By what means would they even recognize, like, we're on a boat, and if we don't get off that boat...
I will say that there is a possibility that they might, ask us to identify ourselves because we're in their space or whatever, but they also might not.
Should we have something ready for them? Do you need to be in disguise?
That's
or will it matter?
Agnar, give me another perception check.
Oh, this is going... I shouldn't say that out loud that it's going so well. It's going so well. 19.
That's what you got last time. You see another crow on your mast.
Ask these freaking crows. Whose crows are these?
Is it another crow, like a different crow, or is it the same crow return?
There's 2 crows.
There are now 2 crows. So you asked whose crows are these, Agnar. Did you do that out loud?
Yes.
Everybody else sees the crows.
I wonder whose crows those are. I agree.
Give me Arcana checks.
Oh, yeah. I was going to do it anyway, but...
Oh, my luck ran out.
18.
A 19.
A 2.
It's a 4 on the dice.
There is a strong sense of divination magic emanating from these crows, Elaris.
We got wires.
I feel like there's some divination magic coming from these crows. I wonder what that's all about.
Does Lara say that out loud? Divination magic?
Yeah, divination magic.
So these crows can, like, read our palms and stuff?
No. They could probably see the future.
I like how that is, like, somehow less ridiculous. Like, no. They can't read your palm. They can just see the future.
They can see the future. Yeah. They're not gonna guess on your palm.
Let's ponder rationally. Get jokes out of the room and think about what all is encompassed by divination magic.
No. I'm with you, but
okay. Just want to make sure.
Over the table, I'm with you, but
I'm actually not. I don't know what all.
But Grimton rolled like a 4, so...
Fair.
I mean, like I know generally what divination is, but like I don't know what all is included within this.
I imagine it's just a messenger.
We can't just say those crows are magical and not do anything about it. You see where I'm coming from?
I mean, you could.
One of them flies away.
All right, we missed that message. Crow, do you have any message for us?
Oh, crow of the ship.
It cocks its head and then goes invisible.
What the fuck?
Well,
Says
does anyone have...
Agnar?
Does anyone have, like, the ability to talk to animals?
Oh, shit.
I know,
No,
personally.
Where's
maybe.
Moralinde?
Probably not.
I don't think I have commune with animals now.
You know, if Ulrich were here, Ulrich would be
I
able to
can
talk to the
consult
crows.
with spirits.
Oh, maybe you should try consulting with the spirit. That'd be fun.
Stormhawk swoops in and just
Should I see if they're spirits?
yeah. What?
How would you do that?
I can do augury by rolling dragon bones that I have. Can I do the augury or whatever?
Sure, you can try augury. By
Alright.
casting some gem and clad sticks or rolling dragon bones, you receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about
Ooh.
the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next half hour. The DM chooses with the following possible omens. Okay. What sorts of plan do you have that you're going to try to probe the spirits for?
I want to know if we need to alter our course due to the existence of the weird invisibird.
Okay.
The Invisibird.
What do I need to roll for that?
Bones, apparently.
Bones.
Well, I have the bones.
You don't need to roll anything. I just have to tell you. You roll the bones, and asking this question, you receive woe. Your options are wheel for good results, woe for bad results, or a combination or a negation of each. And you receive woe, which is a foreboding sense.
Bad. Ooh. I don't know what the crows are, but I know they're bad.
Okay, interesting. Well, you know, we think we have like 10 minutes.
You got a lot of time to kill on this
Yeah,
boat.
we have plenty of time.
All right, well, how about this? Is the crow just hanging out still?
Nah, it went invisible. It's gone. Gone?
Well, I mean,
It's
it went
still here.
invisible. It might not be gone. It might just be invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't know.
But how would we know?
That's fair. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 10 minutes to do a quick ritual called Rary's Telepathic Bond. This ritual lets me forge a telepathic link among up to 8 willing creatures of my choice within range. So I'll pick, the 4 of us, plus hopefully the crow, linking each creature to all the others for the duration. Creatures with intelligence scores of 2 or less aren't affected by the spell. I'm just going to assume this is a intelligent crow. Until the spell ends, the targets can communicate telepathically through the bond, whether or not they have a common language. Communication is possible over any distance, though it can't extend to other planes of existence.
I like it. Cool.
Yet again, Zach coming in clutch with the only mechanically useful character.
Do the crows accept?
I don't think it needs an acceptance. It's of your... willing creatures. Give me an Arcana check.
All right.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna roll a save instead.
Okay.
What's your spell save DC?
16.
I rolled an 18. I'm gonna say that with that they can choose to join in, and I think that they're curious. I think that crows would naturally be really curious about what's happening. And you don't see the crow, but you hear the phone line pick up, and you know that they're there. And then you feel in your body, it kind of raises a little crow eyebrow.
Hey there, buddy. What you got going on over there? What you doing hanging out here?
You feel it on the prow of the ship.
Oh, interesting. Is the prow like the front?
The bow, yeah. It's up on the figurehead.
Yeah. I'm going to move closer to it.
It doesn't
And
move.
then hang out over there.
You feel it kind of walk up one of the lines, I think, just to try to keep a little bit of distance between you and it. So it's kind of walking up midway up the line between the figurehead and the top of the mast. And it's a little curious. It's still hopping around. It's interested in what's going on.
I guess I think at it. What brings you to our ship? Do you need a snack?
And it can respond, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sending it pictures of snacks. That
Suddenly
I have
everyone is hungry because we're all connected.
like nuts and seeds and stuff. Which we have seeds and jerky and stuff.
Normal crow snacks, yeah.
I feel like Irshen's just dropping memes in the chat. I know, I'm just kidding.
Texas.
Oh, I wonder what Irshen's telepathic voice sounds like.
I'd imagine it sounds like his normal voice. Y'all just never heard it.
That's what I'm saying. We've never heard it.
It's just flashes of his hands in our mind.
Fair. That would be fine.
I thought about this because Irshen is, for the audience as a reminder, Irshen is fully capable of speech. It is, at least in part, a choice not to do so. But I feel like in his mind would be different. Something about not having to physically phonate those sounds. I've always imagined his voice as being just a little deeper than mine, deep, but where I'm a second tenor, Urshan's a proper baritone, and a smooth voice, really smooth. He ain't saying anything right now, but I did think about that when Joe started talking about, or when Zach brought up talking in our brains.
I don't think that the crow reacts to prompts of food. It's not something that has crossed its mind at all.
Not a hungry crow, that's for sure.
Not even a shiny things crow?
Gives it a sword.
I was thinking a coin.
Yeah, I'll pull out some coins.
Its interest is piqued, and it comes out of invisibility, I think. You can see it on the line still. Cool. It's still not entirely sure about coming to you.
I'm just going to lay the coin on the ground and back away from the spot.
Irshen and Grimton, give me insight checks.
This is my skill.
This is my skill.
It is.
It was made for me.
No, you don't understand. 23.
Damn.
This is
7.
my skill.
Did you say 27?
23.
7.
7. Normal 7.
I could produce a 27. It's possible.
What do you add to it?
7. I'd have to get a nat 20 to do it, but it's possible. I have 7 insight because my wisdom score is already pretty high, and I'm trained in this.
I love insight. Favorite skill. Irshen, you know that this is a spy.
How far away from the bird am I?
It's not trying to get super close to anybody, so at least 5 feet, but within 20 feet, regardless of where you are on the boat.
I'll save it.
I would like...
Me and my 7 insight.
Can we make this a double crossing?
Hold on, I got this. I would like to use Mage Hand. And just
choke the fuck out of this bird.
Whoa!
Squish the bird.
Hold. Okay. So I'm gonna cast...
Crush it.
No, I'm gonna cast Mage Hand. Here's how I imagine this looking in my brain. Imagine a Dutch angle of me and the crow, I guess from the crow's perspective. And I just kind of reach up like this. My arm extends, and then my fingers grasp like they're in air, and that also visibly grabs the bird. It's very, very I'm using the force. And then I just pull him toward me, so he's right up in my face.
It is squirming and squeezing.
I'm not hurting it. I'm just holding it.
Yeah, it clearly doesn't want to be in your hand, buddy. It's a bird.
And so it's now floating above my actual hand, and I think to everyone in my illustrious dulcet tones, this bird is a spy.
Well, could we persuade this crow, this very nice crow, to help us instead in exchange for some shiny things? What is the crow being paid by the other people?
I was going to ask you, is the bird a spy in that it has been recruited into being a spy, or is the bird a spy in that it's a bird and something else just can see through its eyes and can move it without its... does it have its own intention here?
It's got a dual role. It is both bird and... Oh my god. Elaris.
Yeah?
Do you still have the purple contact that can see the scries from the heist episode?
Yes. Elaris definitely has that object.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten rid of anything.
Elaris probably would not have. You, now that you're looking for it, and think of this creature in terms of spy, you see that it's kind of got a little cone of vision that reminds you of the scrying lenses that you tried to avoid at the... what's it called? Wherever it was that you stole the...
the museum, or the church?
The church, yeah. When you're trying to... Because you had a little lens that could let you know where the cameras were pointing that you had to get rid of. And you see these cones of vision coming out of the eyes of this crow.
Are they big cones?
Whatever the crow can see, the cones can see.
Mm-hmm. I think that someone else can see through the crow.
Is there a way we could determine who?
Maybe, Let's give it the good old college try with an Arcana roll. That will be a 24 in Arcana.
Nice.
That's pretty fucking good. These are certainly nefarious in origins. You remember the name Braggy Crow Eyes, though this is not Braggy.
It's not. I don't think it's braggy.
But it would be something that Braggy would probably know how to do. You recognize that it is not something that Ulrich would have known quite how to do, because Ulrich used to be able to send messages back and forth using the crows back in the Watched Forest, remember? So it's not quite that either. Those were a little bit more autonomous. This one's kind of being used as like a puppet or like a drone kind of.
That answers my question from earlier.
Like it's still living. It's still a creature. It still wants the shiny thing. Like it's got that part within it still, but it is also being piloted, so to speak. It's nefarious.
Is there anything I can do to try to break the magic spell?
Sure. Give me what's a cancel magic spell?
Dispel magic.
Dispel magic, duh. Yeah, dispel magic. You could kill the crow.
I was like...
Just squish it.
As we established, it is still just a bird.
It's still just a bird.
So we know this bird's a spy. We know that this bird is not necessarily our friend, but it is also not necessarily the bird's fault. You know, whatever y'all want to do is ultimately fine with me.
I have no idea if I think Irshen would kill this bird or not. Steven can't. Like, in that situation, I don't think I could kill the bird.
We were discussing this telepathically, right?
Yes.
The birds have not heard any of our conversation.
The bird is listening to the entire conversation.
The bird is absolutely listening to the entire conversation. Can it report that conversation?
We established a telepathic link with it, right?
We established a telepathic link with the bird. It can hear everything we're thinking, and presumably everything that we are saying, but we're also just thinking things, which means that there's a pretty good chance that whoever is controlling the bird can't hear what we're saying because we're communicating telepathically, and I don't think that it can read the bird's mind. I think it's just controlling the bird.
I do think we should eat the bird. It would be a nice snack.
We should just eat it?
Nice.
Kill it first.
Be nice and eat the bird.
Is crow tasty?
Actually,
fine.
yes, it is. It is good. There is a crow hunting season in Arkansas. I've never had it.
How much of the rest of our international listeners, have you ever eaten a crow or a squirrel for that matter?
I have eaten squirrel.
I've eaten squirrel.
This is the kind of thing I wonder, like, is this like, obviously, American South has some shit we do, but
Northwest Arkansas hosts the International Squirrel Cook-Off.
I've never eaten squirrel, but I have eaten gator. Gator's good.
Gator is good.
I think I haven't had it prepared right.
Oh, it just tastes like chicken.
Tastes similar to bullfrog.
Oh, thanks, yeah.
So what are you doing with this fucking bird?
currently holding
So are we able to deduce who's using the bird?
No, we haven't yet. We just know that the bird is being used as a camera and maybe a wire.
Great. No other business with the bird?
No.
currently
I'll say it 3 times to adhere to Robert's rules. No other business with the bird. I grab the bird and I kill it.
Nice!
Hey friends, welcome to the mid-roll ad. We haven't had one of these for a while, but we're kind of hoping that they're going to come back. This is an open call for sponsors who would be interested in having this exact slot in our episodes. We're particularly looking for you if you're a smaller creator who's offering a cool product or service that we can either use just as people or as cast members on the show. No hate to Raid Shadow Legends, but something a little more close to home would be a lot of fun. Additionally, I am trying to bully the rest of the cast of Advantage into going to a convention in 2025. So it would be really, really cool if those of you who listen to the show and would be interested in maybe having us come to a convention near you and doing a live show, if you would comment on this episode on whatever platform you listen to, and Spotify has recently added comments on individual episodes, so you can do that as well. Comment where you'd like to see us in the year 2025, and we're going to be looking at some of those options and hopefully get a chance to visit some of you guys who have been supporting us for as long as you have. Without much further ado, let's get back to the episode. Thanks for listening, guys. Is that how you do it? Just like snap it like a twig?
Yeah, you just snap the neck. It's not hard for an orc.
I was gonna say, Sarah.
I say me personally, I've never killed a bird. Yeah, but big orc hands versus little bird neck is...
Yeah, I probably did it accidentally.
How many birds did you see total?
2.
How many birds
One
did you kill?
gone. 1.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, the other,
that you were aware.
We're not completely successful. We're just not successful.
Are you gonna eat the bird?
Yeah, but I don't want to start a fire, so I'm just gonna make it jerky.
You're gonna give the scryer some sort of like endoscopy of your tummy.
How long do the eyes continue to work? Magically speaking, after the bird
what if we
dead?
throw the eyes in the river? That would be cool, honestly. It's like a river cam, like at the aquarium or the national park.
Says Agnar. As you're looking around, checking in on the river, you look downriver and you see a tower, a watchtower. Agnar, you don't remember this being there.
I was gonna
That's
ask.
new.
Oh, good.
Yeah, love that.
Fine.
Question: for how much longer are we psychically linked?
At least 45 minutes. It's like an hour spell.
I think it's an hour spell.
So we're still
Yeah.
psychically linked.
Are we psychically linked to the thing I killed? What does that do?
Well, it's dead. So
It's dead.
It does nothing now.
We're in a conference call, and there's just one person that's buffering.
you're like,
Yeah, it lasts for an hour.
Do we want to avoid the watchtower, or we just want to?
I have a
barrel
feeling.
right in?
I have a feeling they know
River.
we're coming. Some
Might
tells
be
me
where
we
they-
just killed one of their crows.
Yeah.
Also, if we can see them, they can definitely see us.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
It's also
only
pretty hard to
watching,
find.
but they're a watchtower, so
Yeah.
Oh,
it's also
shit.
pretty hard to hide on open water.
Maybe we shouldn't have killed
In a
the crow
red
because
boat.
No, I think any in their right mind, anyone
right.
would kill the crow. There's nobody
Elaris.
who wouldn't kill the crow.
Alaris,
Mhm.
you could potentially investigate this using a certain tool that you have that can see long distances.
Spyglass? Sure. We'll look through the spyglass.
Give me perception check and then add a +2.
That's a nat 20.
Hell yeah.
Plus 2.
+2. You see nobody active up top in the watchtower.
Do I see anybody active down below the watchtower?
No, you do see smoke coming out of a little chimney though, and you see some like roost holes in the middle of the watchtower with some little birds flitting in and out.
Yeah, I think this is one of their crows. Just based on what I can see, I see a little like spot for a bunch of crows to hang out and like a nice home for crows.
we saw the crow. We figured out there was some sort of ocular magic going on. We killed it. Who wouldn't do that? We've done nothing wrong, right?
Right. All right. Well, I guess we just keep going. Like, what's the worst that could
Yeah.
happen at this point? Like-
Plan.
Why do you always say that?
What's the worst that could happen? The Raven Queen materializes.
How dare you?
That's a Raven Queen, not the Crow Queen. I suppose the huntress floats by the watchtower. Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, if
Um,
they ain't watching,
You hear, as you get closer, a kind of a honk snoo from the top of the tower.
Big fan of a good hunk snoo.
And you smell something very delicious being cooked from the smoke inside.
Is it crow?
Well, who's to say?
not us. 'Cause
Um,
we're not gonna check.
Yeah, not us. Bye.
Agnar, you expect that around the next river bend however, is a bridge. You can see it in the distance. It's coming up. You're aware of it. It's not a secret. It's maybe 100 feet long from one bank to the other, and it crosses in 3 spans. There are 2 towers that guard each end, and along the wall of the bridge is a defensive parapet. You know that you will have to lower your mast to go under the bridge. That's also one of the reasons why long ships carry oars, and one of the reasons why the mast of a long ship is pretty easily lowerable, so that you're not shocked by this. But what is strange is that, to your knowledge, this has not been here in the past. The bridge. This
So
bridge.
that's new. That's new, like the tower.
Correct.
Oh, that's new too.
Elaris, do you still have your spyglass out?
Yeah.
Give me a look-see. Roll to look-see.
All right. That'll be a 16.
Okay, now roll to see.
You see a number of things. Number one, you see a pair of massive ogres on either side of the river. Each of these ogres is surrounded by a few orcs in armor. Each of them has a massive chain that is shackled on one end to the waist of the ogre, and then the other end disappears down into the water.
What else do I see?
You see two catapults that are aimed at the river. It looks like there's probably more buildings back behind the bridge, but you can't really see them.
Does it look like anyone's taking action towards us?
No, you're a good 3/4 of a mile down the road.
All right, just make sure, it'd be different if they were prepping. Well, it looks like they have a bunch of stuff going on over there. There's like ogres.
You have got to be specific, yeah.
Catapults, orcs, chains, buildings. There's a lot going on. Grimton, here, you look.
Sure.
You look at these ogres in particular and the orcs that are surrounding them, and the orcs seem to be like wrestling to control the ogres.
Seem to be using the ogres for something. Agnar, is this normal? There's catapults on either side of the riverbank.
The bridge wasn't there, but yeah, this definitely seems like a choke point that they're using.
Do I see any sort of like distinguished markings on their armor or anything?
They're definitely from Nagrfolk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So these aren't just like river pirates.
These are federal troops.
And it is normal for us to use ogres.
What is not normal, I will say, traditionally in Orcish warfare, is the use of like catapults.
Yeah, where'd they get those from?
Your half brother is half human.
Oh, I forgot.
Siege weapon.
Okay. How many orcs do they have?
How many
Not orcs, sorry. How many ogres do they have?
One on each side.
Well, if the ogres aren't well contained or well trained, we
They
can
do
probably
seem
just...
to be struggling with them.
I wonder if we can egg them on a little bit and then just kind of sneak on by.
There's nothing to say or suggest that we will be stopped, detained, or attacked.
Yeah, but we're also an unexpected ship.
Yeah, no, I agree. Expect the best, prepare for the worst, yeah.
Well, first we need to go ahead and take down the sail and stuff and switch to oars, right?
Yes.
So let's do that.
Roll to oar. 11.
You oar 11 times.
Just 11.
Just 11.
I'm pooped.
Can't you get Unseen Servant to do some of that shit?
Probably.
Remember when Elaris used Unseen Servant to do all the gong farming?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna get dirty.
That's gross. That's poop. Why would he do that? Do you have any concerns at all, being who you are? I'm asking each of you individually.
Not really, right? Like,
I mean, I still have freedom of movement within this fucking country.
if I haven't canonically at this point taken off the gorget, I have taken off the gorget for my own safety.
My foreign national status could be somewhat of a cause for just like curiosity, like they would investigate us more. Well, also because of Elaris, I guess. So like I'm worried in that level, but like not in a specifically suspicious for a dragonborn to be on this boat kind of way.
Are we gonna try and reason with these folks or just get on through?
I mean, I think we can just keep going, and if they stop us, they stop us,
I'm down with that.
A crow flies out from the watchtowers. Sorry, not the watchtowers, but the bridge. Like that whole operation, This one lands on the figurehead and addresses you. This is magic more akin to what you've seen from Ulrich, because it speaks and asks what your business is.
We are passing through on our way to Svikkelfilk.
You must pay the toll.
God damn it.
Okay.
And name your captain.
Okay, what's the toll?
In our brains, because we're still psychically linked, I asked, we're absolutely not going to tell them that Agnar is in charge of this boat, correct?
No.
We can
because it looks different. Let's keep it under wraps as long as possible.
Agnar, you look pretty distinct. What with your one arm?
Both my arms behind my back. They'll never know.
I got good news for you. That's pretty easy with one of them. Fitzka, are you looking for that name?
Yeah, Fitzka. It's
we
Fitzka.
say Fitzka is the captain.
We're gonna say it's the Jarl from the other Filk.
Yeah, pass them through.
Sure, why not?
That's where we're trying to go.
What?
Give me a deception. Give me a deception check, I guess.
Do we all
All of us are just...
Yeah, whoever's responding.
17.
Zach, you do it. Oh, Grimton, you do it.
Well, I thought we were all rolling deception.
Whoever's talking, so you can say you're talking.
Sure.
Just gonna let that nonsense play.
All right.
It's like
What say you?
on a scale of 1 to 20?
What say you?
That thing.
Our captain is... What was his fucking name? Svek.
Fitzka.
Fitzka. Oh,
Fitzka.
Oh my god.
We're all screaming this in Grimton's mind.
Our captain is Fitzka. And yes, we'll pay the toll.
She should have her paperwork.
Paperwork?
Yeah, I would imagine she would have the paperwork. She came this way probably...
Not by boat.
At some point.
No, not by boat, but...
She would have some sort of like...
Yeah, a document of some sort.
Yeah, a passport.
Is she in our psychic link or no?
No.
You never put her in the psychic.
No.
Dang, okay, that's annoying. I'll go down to wherever Spitzka is.
Listen, you're in charge for a second.
Hey, two things. One, you're the captain of the
Agnar's
ship.
not here.
Two, we said we were going to pay a toll and we'll pay you back, but like I don't know if we have the cash on hand. Three, we need some sort of paperwork. Is that like normal river travel?
Recently, yes.
Okay, so what paperwork do they want? And do you have yours?
Royal documental travel passport, yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, that'll do.
Do you want me to deliver it?
Why would you? I got you. Where is it?
She hands it to you. It looks just like a little U.S. passport. It's a tiny little book. It has the realm of Kolgafir on it. Inside is her identification credentials, and each of the little pages has a little like a national symbol of the famous landmarks around.
This is very tasteful. Other places should like adopt this and make it kind of universal.
This is one of Gleb's new things.
For every...
He loves borders. Build that wall.
Yeah, we could just, let people go wherever they want. It's fine.
Well, this allows people to go wherever they want, but it also allows us to verify who they are.
Yeah, I go back up with Kolgafirian River passport.
You got to get up close to the tower for all this to happen, right?
Yeah, sure.
Or the bridge, you mean?
Yeah, the bridge. And do you pull aside? Like, how are you? Are you docking? Are you getting off? Do they send
a dignitary?
Why don't they just send a crow to do all the shit? Like, I don't think we need to stop.
Put
they
in
should
the
have this
crow's
like.
beak.
Okay, the crow.
Can't they see what the crow sees?
No, this one's a different one.
Okay.
The crow, it doesn't the vision thing. It grabs the passport and runs it to the bridge, and then everybody roll me a persuasion check. We'll do a group persuasion check.
This is my other skill.
18.
Dirty 20.
9.
58.
Out of a potential 80.
Pretty good. That's like a 15.
That's like a 12.
No. You said 58. That's 14.
Yeah, okay, you're right. They invite you forward to proceed. The crow flies back and says that they will need to make visual confirmation of Vitska's presence.
I go downstairs. Sorry to bother you, but they say they're gonna... Sorry to bother you, Captain, but they did say they're gonna have to, like, visually make sure that you are here. So we need you upstairs. Yeah.
So they're probably gonna take me ashore and ask me what's going on.
We're just going back, right? You came to Endelfike for Verbold. Yeah. You met some interesting people from Endelfike, and you wanted them to come back to Svickelfilk for their festivities and to enjoy their company more, because you can do whatever you want.
Give me a persuasion check to communicate all this well, and then depending on how this goes is going to affect whatever the stat that I add to her deception check.
Is she actually believing this, or is she... It's a 10.
Okay, so you're not going to add anything to it.
No.
The fates will decide.
A boat, just like a little, single craft, comes up and asks to talk to Fitzka the Gentle, who comes down, and they take Fitzka to the shore, and there are a handful of people that are talking to her. Do you trust me to roll this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not?
Few people I trust as much as you do.
I'm flattered. Don't trust me as a dungeon master.
Can't see what that is.
It's the number 2, listeners.
It's the number 2, listeners.
The single digit.
But that was how aggressive they're taking. That was
They send a runner back to the bridge. The other people that were on the shore seem to take Vitska hostage.
Of course, yeah.
God's damn.
Yeah.
God damn it.
This show would not be possible without the generous financial backing of our Patreon supporters. Today's episode was brought to you by Adam Gouda, Brian, Chris Kimball, Dan Bauer, Daniel Tan, Lena Nabulsi, Lucia, Michael Callahan, Ryan, Thor, and Yona. Thank you, each and every one of you. We would not be able to share this story with the world without your help, especially now that we've hired an editor.
This show was edited by Tola. You can find the video recording on Twitch and eventually YouTube. You can also find us on Discord as well. There's a link in the doobly-doo to go find the Darkmore Podcast Network Discord channel.
Music in this show is written and performed by our friends Blake Boss and Orman Audio.
Our logo and extensive maps and our website were done by Daniel Grayling. Emmaline Kelly drew our character art, and our website was built by Labor of Love Graphics.
Our role-playing system is 5th Edition's Dungeons & Dragons, published by Wizards of the Coast, who we hope keep the focus of the game on community over profit.
Elaris Gaeldrim was played by Zach Weaver. Yessy Lemus played Grimton Steadyhand. Agnar the Executioner was played by Sarah Zimmerman. Irshen Bhethethnosh was played by Steven Sivils, and I am the Dungeon Master, Joe Love. Thank you, friends.
I've seen a thing.
What's that SpongeBob meme where he's like, "Oh no, Texas"? That's the meme I'm looking for. SpongeBob meme. Maybe it'll just come up.
That is.
There it is. Perfect.
That's funny that worked.
Okay.
Because there are so many.
Yeah, good fucking luck.
SpongeBob memes. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, just think about all the jokes that are connected to only the marching band episode. Like that, all that content is just packed in
That's
11 minutes.
eager
One episode.
Really, SpongeBob's so good.
I'm sorry,
Add it.
Sam. What the fuck did you just say?
The guy says it's a GIF.
I don't give a shit
I say it
what he
interchangeably.
Graphics interface
It's
system.
a GIF, all right? I will die on that hill. Death of the author, man. I don't care what he says.
Also, the G stands for graphics. G.
Oh,
Hey, you want to play Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh, okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
I saved a whole TikTok about this thought
Withhold.
out thing.
Withhold.
It was just Sonic and Shadow racing and talking about it. That was all I wanted to say. But I'll put it in the thing.
That's what she said. Okay.
Hey!
Okay.
The fjords of Finjaska and go past that to the ether where Sikavil is it
Spickle.
Sikavilk
Pickle.
Svickle. Svickle.
Sickle
Vic.
Sickle
Vic.
Zvickle
There you go.
Zwickelfilk.
Crushed it. Got it in one.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Tola, you can leave that in or not.
Loop it for like 4 minutes.
Not the yeah part.
Yeah.
Not the yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the yep.
I did
Yeah.
too,
Yep.
actually. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I gotta remember how to do a Cockney accent. That's not a Cockney accent. Give me a Cockney accent. Yes, I'm counting.
Like,
There we go. Yeah, but no,
fucking
okay.
what are you
Sam.
doing?
All right. Except I gotta make that more okra.
I have one Cockney, and that's it.
Hello.
Yeah, hello, governor. It's like an obnoxious piece of shit.
My apologies to our
All of Britain. Well, no, they have a lot to apologize for themselves.
Yeah, this is what you get. I sharpened it.
This is
Thank you.
better. Like, I got some arrows, specifically with some really nasty tips that, like,
Nasty tits.
I fucking Sarah.
Ow, ow, ow.
I have 2 different kinds.
2 different kind of tits.
2 tits, different each.
Are they kind of an east-west, north-south?
North and west. Like
Like Kitty off of Arrested Development.
Choppy on one side, but straight on the other.
Just like me.
What does
So
that mean?
she put in extra choppies, like extra curves in it.
Serrations. Serrations.
Serrations.
No, we're going with
Serrations is
curves.
good.
Joe, was that a threat? It felt like a threat. That felt
This-
less
Can
like
you
a threat.
have
than-
that on the stream, Joe? Can you?
I don't
No,
know.
I don't know. Can we?
I don't think you can. Don't
Tola.
fucking
No,
ban,
like Twitch TOS,
Admiral Under.
Joe.
Admiral Under. Don't tell Twitch. Tola, cut this out.
What I love is that
It's
like
a-
you can say that and then
Prop weapon,
they
prop
can
weapon.
just not do it. Yeah, prop weapon. Yeah.
It's from Minecraft. Just like in passing and introduce yourself, and he'll remember that face. Doesn't matter how long it's going to be. It's kind of a Bill Clinton, you know?
Who's Bill Clinton?
Yep.
I want to imagine that Clinton is a title, so it's like Bill the Clinton. William of Clinton.
Y'all know that lore about Bill Clinton, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm sorry.
Which
What
lore?
lore?
That he
Yeah.
remember.
He never forgets a base.
He never forgets
Oh,
a
yeah.
base. Yeah. Do you think that's because we're Arkansasers,
And
or
there's only 3 million of us?
Maybe.
or
So, like-
do you think that that's like common?
That's like his
lore
special
throughout throughout the United States. You know, what with Bill Clinton being a president and everything.
Probably mildly common lore.
It
Have
might
that lore.
just be he has that charisma to make people feel comfortable. So he's like, oh
I
yeah, he
think
remembers
This is
me.
a high charisma.
No,
We don't know. We've done like mechanical ones. Let's do something offensive against.
Offensive.
offensive. Yes.
Replace the figurehead of the wolf with just somebody sticking their middle fingers up.
It's a crossbow, but all the bolts are dicks. Just-
I'll show you a dread vessel. You see another crow on your mast.
Us, these freaking crows. Whose crows are these?
Is it another crow, like a different crow, or is it the same crow returned?
There's 2 crows.
There are now 2 crows.
2 crows.
sitting on the hull, but they're 5 feet apart because they're not.
They're not
gay.
gay. I cocked my head, but you can't see that in an audio format. It cocks its head and then goes invisible.
What the fuck?
Well,
Says
does anyone have?
Agnar?
By rolling dragon bones that I have.
You just have our dragon bones? I love that.
I got them for my mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Don't know where she got them.
Okay, so
Flea market.
Imagine that if I had dragon bones, I would tell that story all the time.
yeah,
Unless
flea
you
market.
got them at the flea market. Yeah.
It was such a good deal.
I think some of these are kobold.
So
Birds work for the bourgeoisie. God damn it! I knew it. I do not scream that in my brain.
birds aren't real.
You know, I wasn't trying to make that joke when I wrote this, but
Birds aren't real. It's now floating above my actual hand, and I think to everyone in my illustrious dulcet tones, this bird is a spy.
Bum, bum, bum.
it's what Agnar thinks.
Oh, the one with the groundhog.
Yeah, okay, I'm picturing the one.
Hey, bird bitch. Fuck you.
You say it out loud, inexplicably.
Do you think that to the bird?
Who's your daddy?
I do think we should eat the bird. It would be a nice
We
snack.
should just eat it.